Hello, BookTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Novella. And today I'm going to talk about one of my teen reads that I did this week. It was The Vanishing by Tim Krabbé. This is The Golden Egg. That's the original title of the book. It was written in Dutch in 1984. It has been translated into The Vanishing, but I have to get back to that. I'll come back to that. So I read this when I was like 14, 15, 16 maybe. And I never forgot the book, and that's always a good sign. I also remember the Dutch movie and the English movie. The English movie, I didn't like the ending at all. The American movie, it was with Kiefer Sutherland, I believe. I didn't like the ending at all because it was way too far from the original. And it made a huge impact on me. And I was wondering if the book would make the same impact on me now. So I haven't reread it since, and I must say it's an absolute masterpiece. This book, it's it's amazing. So you have to imagine such a short book, a short novella. How many pages? Not even 100 pages, 97 pages. And he tells a story that you will never forget. And his imagery is so impressive and so overwhelming that you can visualize everything. And how does he do that? Well, he uses as less as possible in words, but he makes sure that you imagine everything. And that is what's so brilliant on this in this book. So it is told from 2 points of view and 2 timelines. The first point of view, so the premise is a young couple, a young Dutch couple, travel to the south of France back home. And at a certain point, somewhere in France, they stop at a gas station, and while the boy fills up the gas, the girl says, well, I'm going to get some stuff in the gas station to eat and to drink. And but she never comes back, never. And he waits and he waits and he waits and he waits and he calls the police, but the police can't do anything because she was only gone for an hour or so. So they said, well, maybe she walked off, maybe you had an argument. And he starts looking around. He stays in his car for 2 days. And they put on, of course, a search, but they can't find a thing. And the girl disappears forever. And then we have the other point of view, and that is from, spoiler starts here, but I don't think you will ever read it, so I'm going to talk about it anyway. But apparently the English translation is not good. So the second part is the point of view of the killer. And first we meet him when he is preparing everything, and how he tries to lure women in his car with a basic excuse. And he tries at least 10, 12 times and it doesn't work, and finally it works, and it's the girl. And then we are 10 years later, and the boy, well, now the man, he is married, but he can't get his first girlfriend out of his head. It must be horrible. And at a certain point, he decides to put an announcement in the newspaper repetitively. So he wants to contact the person who made her vanish. And he says, well, I won't do anything harm, I won't call the police, I just want to know what has happened to my girlfriend back in the day. And finally, he gets an answer. So he goes to the meeting point, and he's taken by surprise by the killer, and he is blacked out. He's blacked out. And the next time he wakes up, he's in a coffin under the ground. And that's it. That's the final. So he knows what happened to his girlfriend, but he won't survive it. So that's the story. And with so little words, he makes it so vivid and so tangible and so, it is amazing, absolutely amazing. The problem is that when I looked at Goodreads, it only had like 3.6, 3.7 rating, and the Dutch-speaking people rated very high, and English very low. And I read stuff like the language was very clunky, but that's not the case at all in Dutch. So I'm afraid that the adaptation wasn't very good. And because it's a small language, and books are rarely translated from Dutch to English, especially in those days, it's more a miss than a hit often. And I've reread a couple of Belgian and Dutch novels in English that I read first in Dutch, and it often misses the sparkle. And now I believe, because this was in the 80s, done in the 80s, and then there was no internet, I believe now that the English level of the interpreters, or the translators in this case, is much higher. So, and there's also much more, how do you call it, connection between the two languages. We even are more fluent than before. So yeah, I think that this is less now, but I'm pretty sure that this book is badly translated. It's called The Vanishing, and it was translated in, the movie was made in 1993. Maybe you saw it, but I believe Kiefer Sutherland could get out, and that's the whole point of the story. So yeah, I really enjoyed my reread. This was a 5-star read for me. It's brilliant, with so little words, and your imagination is often much more violent and horrible than the intention of the writer, and that's a bit the intention of the author. So really well done, really well done. Yeah, that's for my team reads. I have a little announcement to make though. This week I'm going to do an interview with an American author, who has written one of my favorite books of 2022. So I'm really looking forward to that. I don't have a date set yet, so I hope I can put it on YouTube this week. Okay? Bye-bye.